Waiting for the rain, question answers from Unit 4, Environment, Grade 8, Subject English, Book Poorvi. Let us do these activities before we read. First, have you ever waited for the rains? Why? Answer. Yes, I have waited for the rains because the weather becomes very hot and dry in summer. Rain brings coolness, freshness, and relief from heat. Second, how do you feel when it rains after a long time? Answer, I feel very happy and relieved when it rains after a long time. The air becomes fresh, trees look green, and the whole environment feels pleasant. Third, why do you think the farmers wait for the rains? Answer, farmers wait for the rains because rainwater is necessary for plucking the fields, sowing seeds, and growing crops. Without rain, the land becomes dry and farming becomes difficult. Fourth, discuss in groups what happens when you wait for something or someone for a long period of time. First, how do you spend the waiting period? Answer, I spend the waiting period by doing other useful work, reading, talking to others, or thinking about what may happen. Second, what do you think about? Answer, I think about when the person or thing will arrive and what will happen after the wait is over. Third, how do you feel? Answer, I feel restless, hopeful, and sometimes worried when I have to wait for a long time. Let us discuss page 188 first. Complete the table given below. One example has been done for you. Share your answers with your classmates and teacher. Column 1, what was said. Column 2, who said. Column 3, what was said. And column 4, who said. First, it doesn't look encouraging. Who said Velu? What was said to himself? Who said he looked up at the sky? Second, the rains came all these years without any much consultations. Who said Velu? What was said to the people, villagers? Who said someone suggested that they should talk to astrologers for rain? Third, so many favorable conditions but still no rain. Who said people at the weather office? What was said to Velu? Who said Velu had gone to the weather office to ask when it would rain? Second, do you think the old woman would help Velu? If yes, why? If no, why not? Answer. Yes, the old woman would help Velu because she was wise and calm. She understood nature deeply and helped Velu see the drought in a different way. Third, will Velu's wait continue or will it rain? Answer. Velu's wait will end because clouds begin to gather and rain is about to come. Next, let us discuss page 191. Complete the following statements given below with suitable reasons. First, Velu asked the old woman to stop smiling because he was worried about the lack of rain and felt there was nothing to smile about. Second, Velu said that it was hard not being able to work since he was a hard working farmer and had always worked in his fields without rest. Third, Velu was confused when the old lady said that the land needed rest because he had never thought that the earth also gets tired and needs a break. Fourth, the old lady said that it was good for the land when it didn't rain, as the land could remain undisturbed and take rest. Fifth, Velu ran home laughing and happy because he felt a cool breeze, saw clouds gathering, and realized that rain was coming. Next, let us think and reflect. First, read the given extracts and answer the questions that follow. 1. I can't see how talking to astrologers will bring rain. He decided to go to the weather office in the city and talk to someone. But the people at the weather office said they couldn't really tell him when the sky would gather clouds and bring rain. We are at a loss ourselves, they exclaimed. So many favorable conditions, but still no rain, very odd. First, what does the first line of the extract tell us about Velu's beliefs? Answer. The first line tells us that Velu is practical and does not believe that talking to astrologers can bring rain. Second, complete the following sentence with a suitable reason. Velu is determined to seek information about the rain because He wants to find a practical solution to the drought affecting his farm. Third, complete the table with reference to Velu's weather office visit. Column 1, expectation, what I think will happen. Column 2, outcome, what actually happened. Answer. Expectation. Velu thought that the people at the weather office would tell him when it would rain. Outcome. The people at the weather office were also unable to tell him when it would rain. Fourth, complete the following sentence with a suitable option. The absence of rain despite favorable conditions shows answer D, unpredictability of nature. Second, the soil, the land, the earth, shouldn't someone let the land rest a bit? The old woman said softly, smiling. Rest, let the land rest? I don't understand. Velu looked at her a little puzzled. Yes, my son, that is the difficulty. You don't realize that the earth is old. First, the old woman's advice was accompanied with a soft tone and a smile. What does that tell us about her? Answer. It tells us that the old woman was kind, patient, gentle, and wise. She wanted to make Velu understand nature calmly. Second, fill in the blank with the correct option. The old woman's advice B confused Velu at that moment. Third, state one thing about the old woman when she referred to Velu as my son while offering advice. Answer. It shows that the old woman was affectionate and caring towards Velu. Fourth, complete the following sentence with a suitable explanation. The difficulty that the old woman mentions is due to the fact that people do not realize that the earth also works hard and needs rest. Second, answer the following questions. First, how does the old woman convey nature's wisdom to Velu? Answer. The old woman conveys nature's wisdom by explaining that the earth also works hard when farmers pluck, sow, and grow crops. She tells Velu that just as human beings need rest, the land also needs rest. Through her simple and gentle words, she helps Velu understand that nature has its own rhythm. Question 2. The writer says the fields lay untended. Why couldn't the farmers tend to their fields in the absence of rain? Answer. The farmers could not tend to their fields because the land had become dry, hard, crusted, and cracked due to the absence of rain. Without water, they could not pluck the land, sow seeds, or grow crops. Third, support the old woman's perspective that the land needs rest just like people do. Answer. The old woman's perspective is correct because continuous farming can make the soil weak. Like people, land also needs time to recover its strength and nutrients. When land is left undisturbed for some time, it becomes fresh and ready for the next crop. Fourth, what can be inferred about Velu's character based on his reaction to the drought? Answer. Velu is a hard-working, sincere and responsible farmer. He worries about his family and his land. He is practical because he goes to the weather office instead of depending on astrologers. He is also open-minded because he finally understands the old woman's advice. Question 5. What does the story suggest about the life of farmers and their relationship with nature? Answer. The story suggests that farmers' lives are closely connected with nature. Their work, crops, and livelihood depend on rain, soil, seasons, and weather. Farmers work hard, but they must also respect nature's timing and balance. Question 6. How might the rest and care of land contribute to a balanced and sustainable ecosystem? Answer. Rest and care of land help the soil regain nutrients and moisture. It also prevents the land from becoming weak and barren. Healthy soil supports better crops, plants, insects, animals, and humans. In this way, caring for land helps maintain a balanced and sustainable ecosystem. Next, let us learn. First, solve a crossword using picture and word clues. All clues are related to the words from the text that are connected to weather or agriculture. So friends, first gentle wind, breeze, B-R-E-E-Z-E. Second is lightning. This one Lightning. Third, rumbling sound with rain. It is thunder. Thunder. Fourth, grains etc. grown in large quantity in fields. It is crop. Crop. Fifth, collected crops across. Harvest. Harvest. Sixth, down clouds. Clouds. Seven, rain. Rain. Eight, sun. Sun. 9, prepare and use land for crops. This is cultivate. Cultivate. 10, turn up the field soil. This is plug. Plough. 11, plant seeds. This is sow. Sow. So you can fill this crossword. Second, the text uses words like peace, weather, sun and rain. These words are the same as other words that are spelled differently. Peace, weather, sun and rain. Words that are pronounced the same as other words but differ in meaning or in spelling are called homophones. Now complete the paragraph by filling in the correct option of homophones given in the brackets. The farmer looked at the sky and wondered whether this one, the clouds would finally bring rain. He sat down on the ground, breaking a small piece of roti for his meal. This one, the plain fields stretched endlessly before him, completely dry. He thought about how he could sell his last sack of grain to buy some essentials for his family. Without the rains, it didn't seem this one possible to grow another crop this season. Despite his worries, he smiled, knowing that every farmer hopes for the next rain by nature to bring life back to the land. This one. So friends, you can fill in the blanks. Third, choose the correct meanings from the given options for the underlined words or phrases in the following sentences. First, being annoyed, she muttered something which nobody heard. Answer first, spoke in a low voice. Second, at the new workplace, Ria felt forlorn for a week. Answer third, sad and neglected. Third, when all his friends had gone, he was at a loss because he did not know what to do. Answer first, confused. Fourth, when the little child saw her father, her eyes sparkled. Answer second, showed joy. Fourth, match each word adjective in column 1 with a word noun that collocates in column 2. Write the adjective noun collocation in column 3. One example has been done for you. So first is favorable weather. So we have written it in column 3, favorable weather. Second is wrinkled skin. Third is dejected expression. Fourth is fragrant garden. Fifth is ceaseless activity. Sixth, beloved country. So friends, you can note it down. Fifth, underline the verbs and identify the forms of tenses for the following sentences from the text. First, oh, it is hard to be able to work is simple present tense. So you have to underline this. Second, am is simple present tense. Third, are smiling, present progressive tense. Fourth, am talking, present progressive tense. Fifth, has worked, present perfect tense. Sixth, have worked, present perfect tense. So friends, you can note it down and underline the verbs. The forms of tenses in the given statements are simple present tense 1, 2, present progressive tense 3, 4, present perfect tense 5, 6. Now fill in the blanks with the correct form of simple present, present progressive or present perfect tenses of the verbs given in brackets. Ravi is a farmer who practices crop rotation on his land. Each season he plants different crops to maintain the soil's health. This year he is growing legumes which help restore the nutrients in the soil. Over the years, Ravi has learnt that Planting the same crop repeatedly depletes the soil, making it less fertile. By rotating crops, he keeps the land productive and fertile. He has seen a noticeable improvement in his yields since adopting this method. Now, Ravi is sharing his knowledge with other farmers, explaining how crop rotation benefits both the soil and their harvest. So, friends, you can fill in the blanks. Sixth, study the highlighted words in the following sentences from the text: the, all, any, many, every, the, this, the, five, six, some, any, a little, her, the, a, his. The highlighted words or phrases that come before a noun but do not describe them are called determiners. So friends, the bold ones are determiners. Let us learn the use of some common determiners. Articles a and the. These are used to introduce nouns. Second, demonstrative determiners. This, that, these, those. These are used to point out specific items. Possessive determiners. My, our, your, his, her, its, their, one's. These indicate ownership or relationship. Definite numeral determiners 1, 2, 3, etc. These specify exact quantities. Indefinite numeral determiners some, any, no, all, much, many, few, less, several, little, and few. Some is used in affirmative sentences while any and no are used in negative and interrogative sentences. All refers to the entirety of a group. Much and many denote large quantities of uncountable and countable nouns respectively. Few indicates a small number, less refers to a smaller quantity, and several means more than two but not many. Little means not much, few means not many. Use a little and a few to convey a positive sense. So friends, if you want to listen this in Hindi, kindly go to settings, select audio track and Hindi. Next, distributive determiners each, every, either, neither. Each refers to individual items or people. Every refers to all items or people collectively. Either means one of two options and neither means not one of the two options. Now, fill in the blanks by choosing the correct determiner from those given in the brackets. It was a rainy afternoon and the sky was thick with dark clouds. Mala noticed a large puddle quickly forming in front of her house. Excited, she called for her brother to join her, knowing that both of them always loved playing in the rain. While jumping from one puddle to another, Mala spotted a few snails slowly creeping along the wet sidewalk and pointed them out to her brother. With each jump, the sound of both their squeals and laughter was heard through the soft patter of raindrops. Though they were fully drenched, neither siblings minded it. It had been a perfect rainy day. So friends, you can fill in the blanks with suitable determiners. Next, let us listen. First, listen to the weather forecast. As you listen, fill in the blanks with the exact word you listen to. Transcript for teacher on page 204. So friends, let's read the transcript. Hello and welcome to today's weather forecast. Delhi is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. The temperature will range between a minimum of 25 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 36 degrees Celsius. The sky will generally be cloudy with moderate rain in Mumbai. The minimum temperature is 24 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 30 degrees Celsius. Moving eastwards, Kolkata will have a partially cloudy sky with one or two spells of rain or thunder showers. The minimum temperature will be 28 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 34 degrees Celsius. Chennai is expected to have a partially cloudy sky with a possibility of thunderstorm. The minimum temperature will be 27 degrees Celsius and the maximum will be around 36 degrees Celsius. Bengaluru will have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. The minimum temperature will be 21 degrees Celsius and will rise to a maximum of around 29 degrees Celsius. Hyderabad is expected to have a generally cloudy sky with light rain or drizzle. Temperature will be between a minimum of 23 degrees Celsius and a maximum of 33 degrees Celsius. That's all from me today. Have a beautiful day ahead. Don't forget to carry your umbrellas. First, Delhi will mostly have a generally cloudy sky with light rain. Second, moderate rain is likely to happen in Mumbai. Third, Kolkata is likely to have a maximum temperature of around 34 degrees Celsius. Fourth, there is a chance of a thunderstorm in Chennai. Fifth, Bengaluru will have a maximum temperature of 29 degrees Celsius. Sixth, taking an umbrella is advisable because of the weather conditions. Next, let us speak. First, here is a tongue twister about weather. Practice saying it as fast as you can. Whether the weather be fine or whether the weather be not, whether the weather be cold or whether the weather be hot. We'll weather the weather, whatever the weather, whether we like it or not. So friends, practice it by saying it as fast as you can. Second, rain has arrived after a long dry spell on the earth. Imagine the rain and the earth have a conversation, work in pairs and present the role play. You may use the hints in the table given below. You may start the conversation in the following way. Rain, greetings earth, it's been a while since we have met. How have you been? Earth, hello rain, I'm so glad to see you. I was dry, tired and thirsty without you. Rain, I am happy to be back. I enjoy falling on your fields, forests, rivers, and mountains. Earth, everyone was waiting for you. The rivers, trees, animals, farmers, and people are ready to celebrate your arrival. Rain, I have brought the gift of water for you. How will you use it? Earth, your water will help crops grow. Plants and animals will survive because of you. Farmers will be able to work in their fields again. Rain, I traveled a long way from the earth to the sky as vapor, and now I have returned as rain. Earth, thank you for your wonderful gift, but why did you take so long to come? Rain, the winds and clouds took time to gather, but I promise to try to return on time next year. Earth, I am grateful to you. Your arrival has brought new life and joy to all. Next, let us write, you have observed the difficulties faced by the people in your neighborhood due to scarcity of water, especially during the summer months. Write a letter to the councillor of your municipal ward requesting him to set up a rainwater harvesting unit, providing suggestions to address the issue. Remember to use formal language, keep sentences short and to the point, state the purpose clearly and concisely, give relevant details. So friends, this is the format and layout. House number 25, Shantinagar, New Delhi, 9 June 2026. The Municipal Councillor, Ward number 44, New Delhi. Subject, request to install a rainwater harvesting unit in Ward number 44. Dear Madam, I wish to draw your attention to the problem of water scarcity in our neighborhood, especially during the summer months. Many families face difficulty in getting enough water for daily needs like drinking, cooking, washing, and cleaning. The main reason for this problem is the wastage of rainwater and the falling groundwater level. During the rainy season, a large amount of water flows away unused. As a result, people suffer during summer and depend on water tankers. I request you to set up a rainwater harvesting unit in our ward. Rainwater from rooftops and open spaces can be collected and stored. It can also be used to recharge groundwater. Awareness programs should also be organized to teach people the importance of saving water. I hope you will take quick action to solve this problem. This step will help the people of our ward and ensure better water availability in future. Yours sincerely, Vaibhav Chaudhary. So friends, you write your name here. Next, let us explore. First, rest is very important for us to function in a proper manner. Even the earth needs rest. This is known as fallowing. Read the facts given below related to fallowing. A fallow year refers to leaving the land without sowing for one or several vegetative cycles. This is done to allow the land to recover its nutrients and retain moisture. It also helps to avoid spreading of diseases and controlling pests. The sustainable land management method has been applied for centuries, wherein a field is divided into two halves. One is planted with crops while the other remains unplanted. Then the process is reversed in the following year. Second, find out from your vocational education teacher about agriculture as a vocation and other related vocations such as horticulture, etc. Answer: agriculture is an important vocation in which people grow crops, fruits, vegetables, and grains. Farmers prepare the land, sow seeds, water the crops, protect them, and harvest them. Some related vocations are: horticulture means growing fruits, vegetables, flowers, and garden plants. Dairy farming means rearing cows and buffaloes for milk. Poultry farming means rearing hens, ducks, and other birds for eggs and meat. Fishery means rearing and catching fish. Sericulture means rearing silkworms for silk. Apiculture means rearing honeybees for honey. Floriculture means growing flowers for decoration and sale. Third, India's rich tradition of meteorological knowledge includes indigenous forecasting systems grounded in ancient wisdom. These provide sophisticated methods for predicting climate, calculating rainfall, and issuing early warnings. References to rain and weather are found in numerous ancient texts, including the Rig Veda, Srimad Bhagavad, Parashara Samhita, Panini's Ashtadhyayi, and Meghmala. These texts offer insights into rainfall patterns and seasonal changes. Fourth, meteorological services for agriculture in India. The primary objective of the Agricultural Meteorology Division, India Meteorological Department (IMD), is to minimize the impact of adverse weather on crops and to leverage crop-weather relationships to boost agricultural production. In addition to forecast and advisories, several other weather-related services are also provided. For detailed information, please visit the following link. So friends, we have completed all the question answers of chapter Waiting for the Rain. If you like the video, kindly like, hype the video and share it with your friends. Also subscribe to my channel and press the bell icon to receive new video notifications. We will meet in the next video. Thank you for watching.